Here's an ancient puzzle with a modern twist, a real brain teaser. Take an envelope and write on one side, whatever's written on the reverse side of this envelope is true. And then turn it over and write, whatever's written on the reverse side of this envelope is false. It doesn't take many seconds to realize that this creates an A-grade problem. It's impossible to determine the truth or the falsity of that particular situation. It was Jacob Bronowski, a marvellous philosopher, outstanding mathematician, who put this alongside the classical form of the problem. Epimenides was a Cretan who liked telling tall tales, a lot of them. He wanted to preserve his reputation, however. So one day he declared, all Cretans are liars. But once again, it's impossible to determine whether he's telling a truth or a falsehood. I don't know whether he did preserve his reputation or not, but his saying famously became known as the liar's paradox. Now, all this seems trivial enough, harmless enough. It doesn't have any practical effect, or so it seems, on the real world. Yet the more we think about the world, the more science and mathematics probe it for underlying truths. Strangely, the more paradoxes emerge. In 1931, the mathematician Kurt Gödel published the incompleteness theorem. This demonstrates that no system of rules can ever capture the extraordinary complexity of mathematics. In a nutshell, he proved not every well-formed formula is provable. Around the same time, the 20s and 30s of last century, physicists were starting to say similar things about the world of matter. Quantum physics revealed paradoxes in the subatomic world, and we use those in technology today. Nature itself supplied the riddles. The more we probe, the more abundant the supply of riddles becomes. Ancient religions such as Zen Buddhism and Taoism also concentrated on paradox. The koans of Zen are short and pithy sayings, just like the liar's paradox. And they invite an active reflection on your part. This might lead to resolution, and that's the ability to live within and beyond the paradox. Christianity has had similar developments, even from its outset. But they're ignored. St. Paul struggled with the inadequacy of language, of words, concepts to describe the living reality of Christ's presence. So he too famously said, it's like seeing through a glass darkly. That is, the image we have of anything, all things in the cosmos, are only very, very, very dim reflections of its underlying reality. Now maybe another way of saying that is, we know more than we can say. But St. Paul found that the way, the journey through paradox and contradiction, could be resolved into three foundations, which he called faith, hope and love. The greatest resolution, he declared, was love. That's what many Christians continue to yearn for. The day when we will hear preached from all the pulpits of all the churches around the world, all the pulpits of any religion around the world, not messages of hate and division, but much rather reports of everything that is true and lovely from the whole world that God created. I'm David Bell for kiwiconnexion.nz. Subscribe for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.